Hello, world. Welcome to episode 207 of the Jimmy Canz Show. Prediction time. We are going to be discussing Night of Champions coming to us this Saturday. Um, as of time of recording, it is still coming to us from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia at the Kingdom Arena, but the whole
Yeah.
Middle East is exploding right now, so who knows if that's going to be the case. I know that there has been some discussion and some contingency plans put in place in case they have to do it domestically. But as of the time of recording, we're still scheduled to be over in Saudi Arabia. So, six matches on this one. Let's get into it, shall we?
Let's go. Let's
All
go.
right, brother. First up, we are going to discuss the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. In the finals, it will be Jade Cargill facing the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Um, Asuka advancing her fatal four-way match over
hmm
Ivy, Raquel, and Stephanie, and then taking on Alexa, who had advanced over Candice, Charlotte, and Alba. On the other side, Jade advanced in her four-way over Piper, Naya, and Mishin, and then beat Roxanne, who had advanced past Rhea, Kyrie, and Liv. Speaking of Liv,
Yeah.
very unfortunate. Separated
Yeah.
shoulder
Yeah.
there. So we'll see what comes to the women's tag titles as well. I know Liv was factored or going to be factored pretty extensively into Evolution next month. So they're in the process right now of trying to figure out what they're going to be doing there. So
Didn't uh didn't
anyway,
didn't didn't Rhea have a shoulder injury and that's when Liv got with Dom?
yes and no. What? Well, Liv had a shoulder injury and then came back from the shoulder injury and then injured Rhea's shoulder, and then now Liv has re-injured her shoulder. So we're going full.
And and, and here go enter Roxanne while Liv is out injured.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so there we go. So we got Jade and Asuka. Rodney, who you picking to become Queen of the Ring and get that title opportunity at SummerSlam?
I pray and I hope, but I'm picking Oscar.
Picking
Uh
Asuka.
Jade has not progressed as much as I need her to for as long
Mm.
as she's been here.
I'm going to go with Jade, and I'm going with Jade for two reasons. One, um, it's because Naomi's got the briefcase right now. So I see one of two things happening. I see either, um, Jade going on to SummerSlam, winning, and then Naomi cashing in on Jade,
Mm-hmm.
or Naomi cashes in, maybe
Mm-hmm.
Friday night and wins the
Mm-hmm.
title, and then Jade wins it, and then all of a sudden Naomi's like, "Oh crap, I gotta face Jade." You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it plays into that whole Naomi Jade storyline, which is why I'm going with Jade.
I mean that would be the hugest. That would be a huge match at the PLE. So
Mm-hmm.
I almost like that better than what I'm thinking.
Who are you thinking? What are you thinking, Asuka and Io?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I was just thinking more so along the lines of
Damage
uh
damage control explodes.
yeah, yeah. But that Naomi and Jade story does have a lot, and it needs to like it hasn't been officially. They're still kind of beefing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think you can make it a bigger. Yeah, I like it. I
Yep.
like it. I should have said Jade, but I'm sticking with Oscar.
Next up, got a grudge match that kind of boiled up pretty quickly. You got Sami Zayn taking on Karrion Kross, who will have Scarlett out there with him. Um, so for me, I'm going to go with Karrion Kross here. I think he's he hasn't had a television match since before WrestleMania. So
Yeah, yeah,
Sammy can take the L and still be strong.
yeah. And I think I agree. I go Kyrian Cross here. I think the win does a lot more for business for Kyrian than it does for Sammy. I mean, Sammy's popular enough. He doesn't really need this win, and we need to find a way. The fans are fully behind Karrion Cross.
Hmm.
Uh, so I think it's time. I think he
Well,
needs it.
not only that, I mean, he was on such a run and on so much fire at NXT. Then he got the
Hmm.
call up, and Vince put that stupid helmet on him, and everything,
Hmm.
went south. And then he gets released, and then he gets re-signed. And since the re-signing, there's just nothing's really happened. And like, it's like you know what to do with him. You did it once in NXT. Why can't we recapture that?
Yeah, and I mean, just like putting them on TV, keeping them in matches, letting them win a few, that won't hurt either.
Yep.
Just keep them in front of us.
Hmm. Next up for the United States Championships, cousins collide as the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu takes on Solo Sokoa. Who you got, Rod?
All right. So I'm gonna paint it for you. Solo and Jacob, they're
Mm-hmm.
deep in the match. It's getting late in the match. Obviously, JC gets involved.
Mm-hmm.
They're outnumbering Jacob. It's getting down, it's getting bad, and all of a sudden we see Tama Tonga.
Uh-huh.
Tama Tonga returns.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's excited.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone finally the odds are even. Tama turns on Jacob too. And
Is it really a turn on Jacob?
uh,
I
uh,
mean,
uh, psychologically, we would be thinking that he's coming because those two seem to have had a good relationship.
okay.
So from the crowd perspective, they seem to have had, Thomas kind of seemed to have been torn between Solo's loyalty and him and
Mm-hmm.
Jacob kind of riding tight. And so everyone's going to naturally assume that with the return of him, he's going to be conflicted and he's going to help Jacob, but he turns on Jacob too, and
Mm-hmm.
that will lead to Jacob needing help. But I think that this is how you beat Jacob. Take that belt off of him. Let him be a be positioned for another title run, maybe another U.S. title run or Intercontinental title run, so you have multiple times. But it keeps the story going without having
Mm-hmm.
them be too invincible.
Okay. I mean, I see where you're going with it, but I'm still taking this Simone Werewolf.
Yes, yes, yes. And I mean, how do you bet against him? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
Yada. We all know what you mean, Jacob. Okay.
Next up, we've got the Men King of the Ring tournament final. Uh, we got the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes in the finals. He advanced past main event Jey Uso this past Monday, who won his fatal four-way over Bronson Reed, Rusev, and Sheamus. And then Cody had advanced via beating Andrade, Damian, and Shinsuke. And then Randy advanced beating Sami Zayn, who had advanced by beating Dirty Dom, Braun Breaker, and Penta, while Randy had advanced over Aleister Black, Carmelo Hayes, and L.A. Knight. Yeah. So for me, going I'm going with Cody. They already did Randy and Cena at Backlash, saying it was the last time. So it just makes more sense, especially for the first two night SummerSlam. It's a bigger marquee match with Cody and Cena in a Mania rematch. So that's
Hmm.
that's where my head is.
Yeah, yeah. Now, interestingly enough, and I know we're jumping ahead. How do
Mhm.
you think that plays out? Some just seem to keep it retained.
I don't know. I think I mean, this heel run's going really well and
Hmm.
everything, but I mean, I just don't know 100% whether or not they want Cena to finish out his career completely as a heel, or if they want,
To redeem him.
to redeem him, in the last few months type of thing. So I got to see a little bit more to figure that out. We got about, another month and a half to kind of see, but
When is this contract? When is this time up? When is that in?
December.
In December. Interesting. Interesting.
Mhm.
Well, I'm going with Randy. I'm going...
Okay.
yeah, I'm going with Randy. I don't know, man. It's just it seems like maybe they want to do something else with I know Cody's the biggest marquee matchup, him and Cena at SummerSlam. But
Mhm.
there don't also one thing Triple H said in a documentary a while back is that there's still plenty of time to do so much after we think that the match is made. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It could still wind up being a triple threat at SummerSlam with those
Yeah.
three guys. It could still wind up being, for all we know, Ron Killings could get involved at Summer. Like it could be, but I say coming out of here, I can see Randy being King of the Ring. I don't think he's ever been that before. Um,
No, and oddly, this is the second year in a row that he's in the finals.
yeah. So, and I was thinking, and when I was really thinking about it, and I wasn't thinking so much about the SummerSlam aspect of it. You know, what I mean, the matchup. I was thinking more of like Randy's never had the King of the Ring before.
Well, neither is Cody.
Yeah, but Cody got more time, I think, than Randy does left in like wrestling. So like all those little kind of variables was just kind of going down the calculation. So,
Mm. Right.
and I still think even if Randy wins, Cody can still be involved at SummerSlam.
Next up, we have a street fight between Mommy Rhea Bloody Ripley and Big Mommy Cool Raquel Rodriguez, kind of
Mm-hmm.
rekindling that NXT feud that they had back in the day. Come
Mm-hmm.
back.
Aesthetically, it's a good matchup, right?
Oh,
You look at
absolutely.
you know, what I mean, they're very, very similar. It's hard to find
Hmm.
when people in that weight class, in that weight division, not weight division, but you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Women of the same stature.
Yes. 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 It's a good
Hmm.
matchup.
Who you got, Rod?
Oh, I, and I sit here and I think about stuff more, and I want to change my picks, but
Hmm.
I got Rhea. I think
Hmm.
she needs to win, but now that it's a street fight, you know, you know, Roxanne could definitely get this win, which would
Hmm.
be big for her. But I'm gonna stick with Rhea, my original pick for Rhea.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Rhea too. I mean, I think if the situation in the Middle East was normal right now, as well as normal as the Middle East can be,
Yeah.
I could see what you're saying, but I don't think they're going to be sending anybody over there that they don't have to send over there. So I don't even know
Okay.
if Roxanne is going to be there, to be honest with you.
Gotcha. Yeah, and so hey, and maybe we'll talk about this after we finish. But what's the deal with in Qatar now? Is it just the who's over there? Who's stuck over there?
Well, no, it was just some production people that were in Qatar when that air base was hit and they were told to shelter and everything. It wasn't any talent. No talent has had gone over yet at that point.
Uh,
I think they were scheduled to travel today, um, and everything because
yeah.
obviously SmackDown's taking is supposed to be taking place there tomorrow or no wait or Friday, excuse me, Friday. It's only Wednesday. Um, I'm a day ahead of myself. I'm ready for the weekend. um,
Every day should be Friday.
every day should be Friday. Yeah, always could be. Always could be. I always say that to myself.
Always
Yeah.
could be. I like that.
Always could be Friday. Anyway, but yeah, it was just some production folks that were stuck there, not any talent. Um,
Okay. Because Rod,
but
yeah,
I mean,
that's what Rod, my son was explaining to me.
but I mean that's the thing is like that's part of the reason that the IC title match was scrapped from this thing. I don't know whether
Mm.
it was AJ or whether it was Dom that basically said, "I'm not going over there." Yeah, yeah. I mean, given the situation, like
Yeah. Yeah.
they wrote in an injury angle, but there was no real injury from my understanding. Dom's 100% healthy, so I don't know whether it was Dom or AJ that basically is like, nope, not going, not doing it.
Well, you know, such is the world, man.
Yep, such is the world. And then last but not least, in the main event, it is the best in the world, CM Punk, taking on the last real champion, the unseen 17 for the undisputed WWE Championship, your champion, John Cena. Um, I'm going Cena.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, like. I don't even think, and this is kind of a additional variable. I don't even think Punk has the momentum right now to take that to take that from Cena.
Mhm.
I'm not saying he's not popular. I'm not saying people aren't receptive. But I don't think he has that type of momentum right
Mhm.
now
Yeah. And
to
on
stop
top of the
what's going
fact
on.
of Punk's a Raw superstar and the WWE title is a SmackDown title right now, so
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and I don't see them wanting to move Punk off of Raw over to SmackDown. I think they want to keep Punk on the Netflix show, not on the USA Network show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I'm with it.
So, for those of you keeping score at home, we've got three differences here. You've got Asuka, I got Jade. You got Solo, I got Jacob, and you're taking Randy, and I'm taking Cody. So we'll see where that one goes. Obviously, as you saw in the graphics coming through here, I recaptured the title. Our last go around, we had the doubleheader weekend coming out of NXT. Rodney had a one match lead on me, but then Money in the Bank, I made a roaring comeback and ended up edging you out by one.
All right.
So
So that's how compared. That's how close these things be.
yeah, absolutely. It's almost like we know what we're doing.
You know what else though? I will say, when I watch PLEs, there is always kind of a surprise. I haven't watched one in a while where like I wasn't surprised at all by nothing, by anything.
hmm
There's always at least a couple surprises. So that shout out to the WWE for keeping it interesting like that.
Yep. So, those are our picks here for Night of Champions. Give us yours as well. Our next prediction will be another busy weekend. We got the Great American Bash in a couple of weeks. Taking place and that same evening will be Saturday night's main event, and then the following night we have the all women's pay-per-view, the return of Evolution. Because you know what they say, Evolution is a mystery.
Yeah, that's what the song. That's what they sang.
That's what
That's
they
what they
saying.
sang.
Good old Lemmy, little
Yeah,
motorhead. uh
yeah. R.I.P.
and then yeah, RIP to Lemmy. um so we got that doubleheader weekend coming up, and then right after that will be the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam, 2 nights this year. So we've got that doubleheader in July, and then in August we got SummerSlam, and then I think also in August isn't Clash in Paris also at the tail end of August?
I think so.
Are we getting a like we're getting two PLEs in August as well. Who knows? It might even be three. I'll be honest with you. I think we're gonna get an announcement of uh Heat Wave for NXT also taking place in August. That's just a gut feeling. They haven't announced it yet, but I think it's gonna happen.
Okay.
So
All right.
so there you have it. Give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe wherever you are. Hope you're doing well. Take care of one another, and we will see y'all when we see you.
You see you.